Picture this. You put $500 into an ASX share portfolio every single month. Nothing fancy, nothing exotic. Yet in Australia, that $500 is quietly worth more than the same $500 invested by someone in the US, UK, or almost anywhere else. Not because the shares are better. Because of one word: franking. Today I'll show you the exact mechanics of how franking credits turn an average dividend portfolio into a wealth machine, and the mistake stopping most Aussies from getting the full benefit. When an Australian company like CBA or BHP pays you a dividend, it's already paid 30% company tax on that profit, instead of taxing you again on money already taxed. The ATO hands you a credit for that 30%, called a franking credit. If your personal tax rate is lower than 30%, covers almost anyone earning under roughly $135,000. You don't just avoid double tax, you get a refund of the difference. That's not a deduction, that's cash back, deposited into your account at tax time.
Most dividend investors overseas don't get this. A US investor holding US shares pays tax on the dividend, full stop, on top of the company already paying corporate tax. Australia and New Zealand are essentially the only developed markets still running full dividend imputation. So a 4% Aussie dividend yield and a 4% US dividend yield are not the same asset. The Aussie one is worth meaningfully more, after tax, in your pocket. Transition beat. Comparison recap. ASFA's most recent retirement standard: a single person needs around $55,900 a year for a comfortable lifestyle. A couple needs around $78,600 a year. Using a realistic grossed-up yield of 5.5% for a diversified Aussie portfolio. $55,900 a year requires roughly $1.02 million invested. $78,600 a year requires roughly $1.43 million invested. Big numbers. But here's the part that changes how you should feel about them. Most people think franking credits only matter once you're retired and living off dividends. That's the mistake. But in your own name or a super fund in pension phase, you can actually get that cash back. That's why structure matters more than picking the perfect stock. The perfect dividend stock in the wrong wrapper is worth less than an average stock in the right wrapper. Rule 1. If you're still working and your tax rate is below 30%, hold Aussie dividend payers in your own name. Rule 2. If you're in super, keep Aussie dividend stocks in accumulation or pension phase to capture the franking. Rule 3. Avoid companies and trusts for high franked dividends unless you have a specific reason. Because once franking credits are trapped, you can't get them back. This is the mistake costing Aussies the most money over a lifetime. You spend 20 years building a portfolio and then lose the franking boost to bad structure. The fix is simple. Check where you hold your ASX dividend payers today. If they're in a company, consider moving them. If they're in super, make sure you're getting the credits. Small change, massive difference over 10, 20, 30 years.
While you're still working and reinvesting, franking credits boost your total return without you doing anything. If shares yield 4% and grow 2% more with franking included, that extra return compounds every year you're accumulating. Not just in retirement. Ignoring this while building your portfolio means leaving free growth on the table for a decade or more. Here's the math. If you invest $500 a month for 20 years, a 4% yield with franking turns into about 6% grossed up return. Without franking you'd only get the 4%. That 2% difference compounds. Over 20 years it can mean hundreds of thousands extra. The ATO even refunds franking credits if your tax rate is under 30%. That refund goes straight back into buying more shares. It's a forced top-up to your portfolio every tax time. But there's a trap most Aussies fall into. Holding shares in the wrong structure, like a company or trust where franking credits get wasted. In a company the 30% tax is trapped. You don't get the refund if your income is low. Let's recap with real numbers so this sticks. $500 a month. 20 years, 4% yield. Without franking, you get about $185,000. With franking grossed up to approximately 6%, you get about $232,000. That's $47,000 extra, from the exact same shares. And if your tax rate is under 30%, some of that comes as a refund check. Free money the ATO sends you because the company already paid tax. No other country gives you this. The US, UK, Canada, they tax you twice. So when people say, Australian shares are expensive, they're forgetting the franking credit advantage baked into the price. You are not comparing apples to apples if you ignore it. This is why a simple ASX dividend portfolio can outperform for Aussies. Not because it's magic, because the tax system is. Use it while you're young. Use it while you're accumulating. Don't wait until retirement to care about franking. Every dollar of franking you capture today compound decade.